Ladies and gentlemen, and all other classifications, it is about 4 in the morning on June 20th. Pretty sure it's a Wednesday. That's a guess, though. We're looking at 2 areas of interest. I've marked them for you. Hopefully you can find them. We've got area numero uno, which is the same storm we've been watching in the Gulf. And then we now have area numero dos. And that means 1 and 2 for people who don't speak Spanish. And if you get offended by foreign languages, I apologize. Alright. So it's 4 in the morning, everybody's sleeping. Asterisk. I can't sleep. I haven't got a lot of good sleep lately. So this video may not be fantastic. So you're just joining me as I observe the wild, weird, and wacky weather. Plus, the strange lens artifacts and anomalies that happen to take place. So, we now have our storm pulsing right about here, which looks like it's hitting South Texas pretty hard with rain. And this storm has actually come down from its peak a little while ago, though it may be pulsing up now. I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's like here, we're getting a large rain. But yeah, this thing exploded and was very thick and heavy. Although it's probably still dropping heavy rain now. But if you watch this whole system, it's all very interesting. And at a point, it almost looks like this system is trying to head south. And then this system is trying to head north to create some super monster Godzilla system. If that happens, it's going to do a whole lot more damage. Let me tell you, between the tornadoes in Colorado, the major flooding in Texas, and then the massive flooding in Minnesota, Illinois, Wisconsin, and then there are a ton of wind reports. Just tons. 60, 70 mile per hour wind damage up in the Northeast. This storm has been a doozy. We've still got about 2 days left. Right? True story. So, you're going to have to stay weather aware if you're anywhere near any of these zones. Because, let's take a look. Here is the south of Texas getting hit pretty hard. Up into San Antonio, Austin, you'll probably be getting wet. Corpus Christi. And people in Houston might have been like, hey, this storm really wasn't that big of a deal. But the truth is, yeah, it was. It was a big deal. And it still is a big deal. Like, for example, look at this thing tearing up Kansas, Oklahoma. And what other state is right? Whatever state is right above Kansas. I'm guessing it's Nebraska. All right. So yeah, this has been a lot of rain. It continues to be a lot of rain. And that thing is almost cycling backwards. That's weird. But as I was saying, the proof is in the pudding. So whereas some people around Houston may not have been that impressed with the 4 inches or 5 inches of rain over the last 48 hours, I think if you check in on the people near Nederland, which is a little north of Port Arthur, they will say the 21 inches of rain they've received in the last 72 hours has been a disaster. And so a lot of these places have gotten anywhere from 11 inches, 12 inches, 22.4 inches, like 9.7 inches. I mean, I'm not just going to read the inches because that would be dull, right? 8.5 inches. Oh, that'll be dull. Yeah, so this is a lot of Texas. Got a lot of rain. And so it looks like we're going to continue to get a lot more rain. Probably not as much, but still, this will be on top of these major totals we've seen in the last few days. What a crazy time to be alive. You know what I'm saying? 22 inches. That's pretty amazing. $17 Alright. So yeah, as you can see, Texas got pretty nasty soaking. So we will have to take a look at the video that comes out in the morning, but with or without a hurricane, this was as devastating as a storm as I thought it would be. And the scary part is it is not over. Remember, we had 60 sinkholes in Minnesota. Or was it Michigan? And that was only from like 5 or 6 inches of rain. 7.5 total. 9 inches. So yeah, a lot of places have gotten just tons of moisture. So whereas GFS may get hurricanes wrong 16 days out, the moisture signature does not lie. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So we're just taking a look here, because like I said, now that with all the rain that Texas has seen already, the fact that we now have our storm pulsing up is something to watch, especially in South Texas, in the areas that have already seen a whole lot of rain. But if you'll notice, this is our storm in the north, heading south to meet our storm in the south, somewhere in the middle. It's almost like that pop song. It says, hey baby, let's meet each other in the middle. Although the song ends, and I never find out what happens to the two lovers. I guess I'll just have to figure out how to survive. But look at the wind shear causing some crazy patterns. Crazy patterns. Alright, we've been there. So, this is the next 48 hours, I believe. And as you can see, pretty much the middle of the United States all the way to the East Coast, the majority of it is going to be under rain for a large period of time. Now, granted, it's not going to be one giant cloud, but it will be rain that will be moving over the areas. So you can expect a lot more trouble to ramp up. Now we're taking a look at precipitable water, which of course you know is water that's willing to participate in the storm. And you can see the moisture coming off the East Coast. You can still see the Caribbean tropical moisture pouring straight up into Texas. And this is scheduled to rain through Thursday. And because we have like 34 active volcanoes here, that in my mind adds some weather variables. Because to me it's like the earth, it's like when it gets a fever, it sweats, so we get more rain. For example, Hawaii got 50 inches of rain before the volcano exploded 6 weeks ago. So you live and you learn. Although I haven't learned how to make short videos. Oh, also, I just put up a really great edited video about Space Force JFK and the space shuttle and you and the role we all play in our future of human space exploration, or whether we get, annihilated by robots or corporations. Choose your poison. I prefer to bring back the space shuttle, bring back human space exploration, and do great things together. But it doesn't seem to be a very popular opinion these days. This satellite has not been working well. Tells us water vapor. But as you can see, it just kind of skips all over the place and acts like it hit its head in an auto accident on the dashboard. So now, yeah, man, look at that thing. That is a monster. So that is headed east. That is headed north. And then that is rotating in place. And when a storm rotates in place, that's trouble. So we're going to see a lot more flooding. And right now, we're at 13,000 lightning strikes. Yesterday the peak was 41,000. But as you can see, they're all pretty concentrated at the top of Texas, Oklahoma Panhandle, and Kansas, up into Nebraska, and then whatever state that is. I'm sure I know what state it is. I just said to be funny. Iowa. Wait, what? Crap. No, I don't look dumb in front of you guys. You're like, man, I thought Thor was amazing. And then he didn't know what state Missouri was. Alright, that's Missouri. See, I'm a genius. So, I just thought I'd take you guys through the weather situation to let you know that sometimes when you're sleeping, the weather continues to be wild, wet, destructive, windy, and haily. Yeah, Colorado also got a ton of hail. The damage reports across the USA have been pretty significant. So, just stay tuned. Because I don't think we're going to start seeing any hurricanes until about July, 5 days after the eclipse season begins, which is like July 13th, which would make it the 18th. Meteorology seems to say that the Atlantic is cooler than normal, which means we'll have a less active hurricane season, but they don't seem to have temperature gauge for the Gulf. Because I would bet money right now that the Gulf of Mexico isn't cooler than normal, or average, or mean, or analog, or whatever you want to say. It's 4 in the morning, buddy. Alright. But yeah, so you can see this is the giant swath of rain across Texas. And this is the world of precipitable water. And this is monsoon season across the Pacific. Man, that stopped that cold in its tracks. Crazy stuff going down, man. I'm at 12 minutes. Why do I talk so much? Wait. Because I got a lot of interesting things to say, I guess. Alright. Let's take a look at our jet stream. It's always good for laughs. Right? Yeah. Whoa, what the F? Big bags of WTF. So there's a jet stream. And it's kind of like a snake. And a hot dog. And then like a balloon animal with a scorpion tail. Just your classic normal jet stream. So here's Hawaii with the erupting volcanoes. Here's Alaska with the erupting volcano. And then here's Guatemala. So, interesting days ahead. Let's look at total cloud water. Oh no. Now let's look at mean sea level pressure. Whoa. Alright, so I will keep you guys posted, but yeah, we definitely still have about 2 more days of rain. I don't remember why. I thought the 21st was going to be another significant day. But yeah, definitely just plan on today and tomorrow being 2 more severe weather days. And have I steered you wrong yet? I'm sure I have. I mean, I'm not perfect. Yeah, watch. We got saved by the wind shear because that thing sure was fighting to develop. I like this one. This one's pretty fascinating because it shows more than just like a fourth of a day. It shows a couple days. You can just watch the crazy pattern. We're watching the crazy pattern together. I think it's weird because you got some of the clouds and storms actually trying to head west, which is pretty rare. But yeah, looks like Texas is just getting soaked. Especially right there. Alright. Well, this was just me looking at the wild state of affairs. Is the weather a metaphor for life? Or is life a metaphor for the weather? Because they're both about equally as crazy. And make very little sense. Anyway, you guys stay cool, and I'll talk to you in the future. And once again, I highly recommend watching that video for the space shuttle because it's badass. I don't even talk in it. I won't even give my opinion to the next one. I just used history and clips and history and clips. You know how I like to do. All right. Maybe I'll put a link for it. Maybe it was already up. Who knows? Stay cool.